today we begin with the first lesson, the Earth, our living planet. And in this lesson, we will be studying about Earth and overview. We'll just look at it. Names of the Earth, size of the Earth and distribution of water on it, continents and oceans of the world, oceans and continents on the world map, latitudes and longitudes. Now, before we begin, let us know something about Earth. Now, planet Earth is different from other planets. We know that the Earth is the third planet in the solar system and it receives sufficient sunlight to exist. Now, Earth is special. Now, why the Earth is special? The Earth is special because we have sunlight, we have air, we have water. Apart from this, the atmosphere, that is the air which surrounds it surrounds the Earth, which is known as atmosphere, and this atmosphere contains life supporting gases such as nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Then because of this, that is life supporting gases, sunlight and water and correct distance from the sun makes life possible on the Earth. So human beings, animals and plants can survive, and that is why it is also called as a unique or a special planet. Now, in the ancient times, it was believed that the Earth was flat. It was only in the 15th century that Christopher Columbus and Ferdinand Magellan undertook many voyages to prove that the Earth was round. Now we know that Earth is not flat, it is spherical. Now, for example, this was observed when a ship sailing out to the horizon. Horizon means an imaginary line where the sky appears to meet land or sea. So when a ship sailing out to the horizon from the beach, the hulls of the ship disappeared first and that followed by the mast. Now, we know that through this, the people came to know that the ship is going round rather than falling off a cliff. Now, if Earth would have been flat, the ship would have fallen. But it goes round, and this proved that the Earth was spherical. Now, the word globe. Globe is the model that represents the Earth and is spherical in shape. The globe also facilitates us to the study of the Earth, and it helps us to locate places on the Earth. Now, the globe is derived from the Latin word globus, which means a round mass or a sphere. So, globe is the model of Earth. It helps us to study about the Earth and also helps us to locate the places on the Earth. Now, we will see the poles and the axis of the Earth. Now, in the picture, you can see that North Pole and South Pole. North Pole is the northernmost point on the Earth. Southern Pole is the southernmost point of the Earth. You can see there a dotted line that is called as Earth axis. Now it is an imaginary line which passes through the center of the Earth, joining North Pole and South Pole. Now it is represented by a dotted line. Now Earth moves around the axis, which makes it possible for all the parts to receive sunlight. This moment is called as the rotation. The arrows represent the direction. Next we go to the hemispheres of the earth. Now the equator, an imaginary line in the center, divides the earth horizontally into two equal parts. The two equal parts are called as the hemisphere. Hemi means half and sphere means round. The upper half is referred as northern hemisphere. The lower half is referred as the southern hemisphere. The middle line is called as the equator. That is also an imaginary line. There are no lines on the earth. For our study, we have assumed and we are drawing the lines. Now, we go to the next topic, that is names of the earth. Now, the earth, we are living on the earth. It is the third planet from the sun, and the earth is home for all forms of lives like plants, animals and human beings because of its suitable distance from the sun, range of temperature, life supporting gases, atmosphere, water cycle, etc. Our earth is called by many names. Some of them are living planet because animals, human beings can survive. It is a unique planet because life is possible here only. Watery planet because most of the part is having more water. The earth has more water and less land. And blue planet because water is there. It is called as the blue planet. Then we go to the size of the earth. Earth is the fifth largest planet in the Sun's family. The diameter of Earth is approximately 4 times greater than Moon, and it is around 107 times less than that of the Sun. The total geographical area of the Earth is 510 million square kilometers, of which 361 million square kilometers, that is 70.78%, is covered by water, and 149 million square kilometers, 29.22%, is covered by land. Thus, the earth has unequal distribution of land and water. The ratio between the land and the water bodies is 1:2.43. In the picture you can see we have 71% of water and 29% of land. Then we go to the shape of the earth. As I have told, earth is spherical. Now in the geographical term, in geography, we have given a specific name to the shape of the earth. The earth's shape, or the oblate spheroid. The earth's shape is often described as geoid, which literally means earth-shaped or oblate spheroid. The earth is flattened at the poles and bulges at the equator. The equatorial diameter of the earth is 12,756 kilometers and the polar diameter is 12,714 kilometers and its equatorial circumference is 40,076 kilometers and polar circumference is 40,008 kilometers. The difference of 42 kilometers in diameter is the proof for regarding the geoid shape of the earth. Now look into the picture. Diameter, as in geometry you have learned, the diameter is the full, radius is half, diameter is full. So the diameter is 12,756 kilometer. You can see, and the polar diameter, that is north to south, is 12,714 kilometers. Then you see the equatorial circumferences. The equatorial circumference is 40,776 kilometers and polar is 40,008 kilometers. Now you can see the dotted line. That is the difference there you see. So the dotted line shows the difference. So that tells that the proof is that geoid shape means it is flattened at the pole and bulges at the equator. Then we go to the continents and the oceans of the world. The land bodies of the earth are known as continents. There are 7 continents, namely Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. The continents are land masses of large size. Asia is the largest continent in the world, while Australia is the smallest continent. The large water bodies on the earth are called oceans. There are 4 major oceans. They are the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. The Pacific is the largest and deepest ocean, while the Arctic is the smallest and shallowest ocean. Next, we go to the land and water bodies are unevenly distributed between the northern and the southern hemisphere. The northern hemisphere has 60% of land and 40% of water. Therefore, it is called the land hemisphere. On the other hand, there is 81% of water and 19% of land in the southern hemisphere, and so it is called the water hemisphere. Now next we go to the map. Now you can see the world map, continents of the world. We see the largest continent is Asia, and India comes in the Asian continent. Then we have Africa, Europe, North America, South America, Australia, and Antarctica. Australia is the smallest continent, and it is also called as the island continent. Then we see the oceans. We have Pacific Ocean. We have written Pacific Ocean on both the sides because earth is round. So when you see the Pacific Ocean comes there, if you make it just round and see Pacific Ocean, that is why written on both the sides. We see Atlantic Ocean between Africa and America. We find Indian Ocean between Australia, Africa, and in the northern part you see India. This ocean gets the name from India, Indian Ocean. Then we have up the Arctic Ocean, and the extension of Indian, Atlantic, and Pacific Ocean is Southern Ocean. Then we go to longitudes and latitudes. Now, as I had said, for the study of the earth, we draw some imaginary lines. There are no imaginary lines. Now, to find the exact places, the direction, some lines are drawn. So, on the globe, we find a line, equator, which divides earth into exactly 2 parts, and these horizontal imaginary lines on the earth running from west to east are called as the latitudes. They are all parallel lines. They are parallel to the equator. Then we see another picture you see. We have the longitudes. They are the imaginary lines on the earth joining the North Pole and South Pole, which are also known as meridians. Now I stop here about longitudes and latitudes. What are they? How they affect the time? This we will do in the next class. Now let us go for the assignment. You will be writing in a 100 pages notebook. You have question 1. Why is Earth called a living planet? The second question. Third question, you will be drawing a diagram to show northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Then you will take an outline map of world and mark the 7 continents and important oceans. So, thank you. Have a pleasant day.